Have you ever thought that the very vitamins you take every morning, the ones you believe are helping you live healthier, could actually be weakening your legs day by day? Sounds hard to believe, doesn't it? But millions of older adults are unknowingly falling into this trap. Every morning, we start our day with what seems like a healthy habit, taking supplements for heart health, memory, or immunity. But here's what very few people realize. Some common vitamins, when taken incorrectly or for too long, can slowly wear down your muscles, weaken your legs, and make walking more difficult than ever. If you've noticed it's getting harder to rise from a chair, your legs feel more fatigued during a grocery run, or stairs suddenly seem more intimidating, don't rush to blame it on aging. Your body may be sending out a warning signal about a vitamin you take every single day. Your legs don't just help you move, they represent your independence. They allow you to go to the market on your own, visit your grandchildren, and live freely without relying on anyone. And in this video, we're going to uncover 3 commonly used vitamins that are often misunderstood, which may be quietly draining the strength from your legs, along with simple practical solutions you can do at home to help you stay confident, balanced, and mobile well into your golden years. So if your legs have been feeling different lately, if that extra step feels heavier, or if rising from your chair takes a little more effort, it's not just a sign of getting older. It might be your body's way of telling you something, a quiet whisper saying something's off. And sometimes that something is hiding in plain sight, right on your kitchen counter, inside a bottle you trust. That's why today we're looking closer, not to blame, but to understand. Because when you know better, you can do better. Let's start with the first vitamin, one that's been praised for decades, but in the wrong form and dosage could be doing more harm than good. Let's begin with a vitamin that might surprise you, a nutrient that most people believe is helping their health, but when taken the wrong way, especially as we get older, it could be quietly working against your legs. I'm talking about vitamin A. For decades, vitamin A has been praised as a hero of health. We've heard that it supports vision, protects the immune system, and even keeps our skin glowing. It's no wonder so many older adults take it daily, whether through cod liver oil, multivitamins, or those heart-healthy breakfast cereals and fortified milk. But here's the truth most people don't realize. After the age of 60, our bodies process vitamin A very differently. And when we take too much, especially the wrong kind, it can quietly start to damage our bones, specifically in the hips and upper legs. Now here's what's tricky. Vitamin A comes in 2 forms. There's beta-carotene, which comes from colorful vegetables like carrots and sweet potatoes. And then there's retinol, the active form found in animal products and most supplements. While beta-carotene is generally safe because your body only converts it when needed, retinol doesn't work that way. It's fat-soluble, meaning it's stored in your liver and fat tissues. It doesn't leave your body quickly like vitamin C or B vitamins. It builds up quietly, slowly, and sometimes dangerously. So what happens when vitamin A builds up too much in your body? Studies from respected institutions like Harvard Medical School have shown that older adults who consume high doses of retinol over time, more than 5,000 IU a day, have up to 2.5 times higher risk of hip fractures. That's not just a statistic. That's the difference between walking confidently and being bedridden from a fall. And the worst part? You might not even know it's happening. You may feel subtle signs at first, a dull ache in your hips. Your legs might feel tired after a short walk, or maybe it takes just a little longer to stand up from your favorite chair. Does that sound familiar to you? Have you ever noticed your balance feels slightly off, but you can't quite explain why? These might not be just signs of aging. They could be early warning signals from your bones. Let me share with you the story of Margaret, a 72-year-old widow who lived alone in New Mexico. Every morning, she took a spoonful of cod liver oil, just like her mother once did. She believed it helped her eyesight and joint health, but over time, she started feeling a stiffness in her hips. Climbing stairs became difficult. One day, she lost her footing on the back porch. Luckily, she didn't break anything, but the scare led her to her doctor. A bone density test revealed that her bones were thinning, and her vitamin A levels were well above normal. She was shocked. She thought she was doing everything right, but sometimes even good habits from the past need a second look. So what can you do if you're concerned about vitamin A? First, consider where it's coming from. Are you taking cod liver oil or a multivitamin with retinol? Are you also eating fortified foods like cereal or nutritional drinks? These can add up quickly, often without you realizing it. The key is not to panic, but to become aware. Awareness gives you control. Second, try shifting from supplements to real food sources. Beta-carotene is the safer form for most people. Your body only converts what it needs, no more. Colorful vegetables like carrots, kale, spinach, and sweet potatoes are great sources, and they bring along fiber, antioxidants, and other nutrients that pills just can't match. And finally, during your next checkup, consider asking your doctor for a vitamin A blood test, especially if you've been taking supplements for years. Most standard labs don't include it unless you ask. But knowing your levels could help you avoid future problems, including those that weaken your legs and rob you of your balance. Now, I'd love to ask you something. When was the last time you looked closely at your supplement labels? Could vitamin A be hiding in more than one place? Let me know in the comments if you've ever added up your daily intake, or if this is something you'll be doing today. Your story might just help someone else. Coming up, we're going to look at another common vitamin, one that's often advertised as a brain and energy booster. But when taken in the wrong amounts, it can cause serious lasting damage to the nerves in your legs and feet. It's one that very few people are watching out for, but they should be. So stay with me. Your health and your independence are worth protecting. Now let's talk about a vitamin that's often promoted as an energy booster, a memory enhancer, and even a mood stabilizer. It's found in nearly every multivitamin for seniors, as well as in supplements for brain support, metabolism, and emotional balance. It's called vitamin B6, and while it does play a role in nerve health, too much of it can quietly cause lasting damage, especially in your legs and feet. Unlike vitamin A, B6 is water soluble. That means your body usually flushes out what it doesn't need, right? That's what most people believe. But here's what they don't know. When vitamin B6 is taken in high doses, especially over time, it can build up and harm your nerves. And not just any nerves. We're talking about the peripheral nerves, the ones that control movement, strength, and sensation in your arms, legs, and feet. Let's get specific. The upper limit for B6 set by the National Institutes of Health is 100 milligrams per day for adults. But many supplements, especially those targeting seniors, contain 20, 50, even 100 milligrams in a single dose. And the danger is cumulative. If you're taking more than one supplement, say a multivitamin, a brain booster, and an energy pill, you could be going way over the safe limit without even realizing it. So what does too much B6 actually do? It starts by damaging the protective covering of your nerves. This leads to a condition called peripheral neuropathy. The symptoms often begin subtly, a tingling in your toes, a strange numbness in your feet, or that odd sensation that your legs are falling asleep more often. Over time, that tingling can become more intense. You might feel like your feet aren't quite connecting with the ground. You take a step, and suddenly you're off balance. Some people describe it as walking on sponges or having dead feet. Others begin tripping over nothing. The fear of falling starts to take root, and with it, a loss of confidence, and sometimes even independence. If you've ever wondered why your legs feel unsteady, even though you're otherwise healthy, or if you've started hesitating before going down a flight of stairs, it might not just be aging. It might be a warning sign from your nervous system, and vitamin B6 could be part of the problem. Let me tell you about Richard. He's 69, retired, and active, or at least he used to be. He started taking a few new supplements, one for energy, another for memory, and his regular daily multivitamin. He figured it couldn't hurt. After all, he was just trying to stay sharp. But within a few months, he began noticing something odd. His legs felt heavy. Walking to the mailbox made his feet tingle. Sometimes he'd stumble while getting out of the car. At first, he thought it was just getting older. But when he finally mentioned it to his doctor and they ran a full nutrient panel, the results were clear. His vitamin B6 levels were 3 times higher than normal. The diagnosis? B6-induced neuropathy. The worst part? For some people, this kind of nerve damage doesn't go away completely. Even after stopping the supplements, some of the numbness and weakness can linger for months or longer. That's why catching it early is so important. So what can you do to protect yourself? Start by checking every supplement you take. Look at the nutrition labels on your multivitamin, energy support, mood enhancer, and brain formulas. You might be surprised at how much B6 is hiding across these products. If you're already taking more than 50 milligrams a day, it's time to reassess. Second, focus on getting B6 from natural food sources. Your body is much better at managing nutrients from whole foods. Great sources of B6 include bananas, avocados, turkey, potatoes, and chickpeas. These give you just the right amount, enough to support your nerves without overwhelming them. And third, if you're experiencing any symptoms like tingling, numbness, or a strange weakness in your legs or feet, talk to your doctor. Ask specifically for a B6 blood test. It's not part of most standard labs, but it can be ordered if you request it. The earlier you catch an overload, the better your chances of reversing its effects. Let me ask you, have you ever felt a strange buzzing in your feet? Or noticed you're more unsure on your feet than you used to be? These signs are worth paying attention to. Your body is always talking to you. The question is, are we listening? In just a moment, we'll explore the third and final vitamin on this list. It's one that many people take for heart health, skincare, and anti-aging. But in high doses, it may be quietly weakening the muscles that keep you upright and moving. You won't want to miss this one, especially if balance and leg strength have been a concern for you or someone you love. And if this is resonating with you so far, I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments. Have you checked your B6 intake lately? What surprised you most? And if you think someone else in your life could benefit from this, go ahead and share it. It might make more of a difference than you think. Ready for the final vitamin? Let's keep going. Now let's move on to the third vitamin on our list, one that most people would never expect to see here. It's often marketed as a super antioxidant, a protector of the heart, a champion of youthful skin. You've seen it on bottles labeled immune support, anti-aging, and cardiovascular health. It's everywhere. And for years, you've probably been told it's harmless. But the truth is, in high doses, vitamin E can slowly weaken your muscles, especially in the legs, and you may not even realize it's happening. Vitamin E is fat soluble, just like vitamin A. That means your body stores it, not just what it needs for the day, but all the extra too. Over time, this can lead to levels that are far above what your system actually requires. And unlike some nutrients that just pass through your body when there's too much, vitamin E sticks around, in your liver, in your fat tissue, quietly building up. Here's where it gets more serious. Research has shown that when vitamin E levels get too high, it can interfere with the connection between your nerves and your muscles. This delicate link, known as neuromuscular function, is what allows your brain to send signals to your legs. When it's disrupted, your muscles may feel weaker, slower, less responsive. And that weakness doesn't hit all at once. It creeps in gradually. You may first notice that standing up from your recliner takes more effort, or maybe walking through the grocery store feels more tiring than it used to. You chalk it up to aging. But what if it's not just age? Some people also experience more general fatigue in the hips and thighs. They find themselves avoiding stairs, cutting walks short, or feeling drained just moving around the house. These are subtle signs, but when your balance and muscle control start to slip, the risks escalate. One misstep, one fall, and suddenly your life changes. And if you're also on blood-thinning medication, which many older adults are, vitamin E can make things worse by increasing your risk of internal bleeding and bruising. So how much is too much? The recommended daily allowance of vitamin E for older adults is just 15 milligrams, or about 22 IU. But many supplements contain 200, 400, even 1 IU per serving. Add that to what's already in your multivitamin, your brain-boosting formula, or your skincare supplements, and you could be well over the safe limit every day without even realizing it. Let me tell you about Teresa. She's 74, lives with her sister, and likes to stay active. A few years ago, she started taking a vitamin E supplement after reading it might help her skin and heart. She felt good about it until she noticed it was getting harder to walk around the block. Her legs felt heavy. She tripped twice in the span of 2 weeks. Her doctor checked her blood pressure, her medications, even her shoes, but no one looked at her supplements. When she finally mentioned her vitamin routine to a functional medicine specialist, they discovered her vitamin E levels were nearly triple what's recommended. Within a month of stopping the supplement, her legs felt noticeably stronger. Sometimes the fix is as simple as stopping what no longer serves you. Now, I'm not saying vitamin E is bad. Like all nutrients, it's essential in the right amount. It helps protect your cells, support your immune system, and can even reduce inflammation. But more isn't always better. In fact, more can be harmful, especially when you're not aware of how much you're getting. So what can you do right now? Start by checking every label. If you're taking more than one supplement a day, take a closer look at how much vitamin E you're getting in total. Many products don't make it easy to calculate, so you may need to do some quick math. And don't forget fortified foods. Some cereals, juices, and meal replacements are packed with extra vitamin E. Next, consider switching to food sources instead. Vitamin E is naturally found in nuts and seeds, especially sunflower seeds and almonds, as well as in avocados, spinach, and olive oil. These foods don't just offer safer forms of vitamin E. They come with fiber, minerals, and healthy fats your body actually knows how to use. And finally, if you've been taking high-dose vitamin E for a long time, or if you're experiencing unexplained muscle weakness, leg fatigue, or balance issues, bring it up with your doctor. Ask them to review your full supplement list with you. You might be surprised how often these things get overlooked. Can I ask, how many supplements are you currently taking each day? Have you ever added up what's actually in them? If not, this could be a great time to do a quick check. Let me know in the comments if you've had a moment like Teresa's, where something small turned out to make a big difference. In a moment, we're going to step back and look at the bigger picture, why leg strength matters more than we think, and how small changes in your daily habits, including your supplements, could be the key to staying mobile and independent as you age. Because your legs aren't just for walking, they're your foundation. They carry your freedom, and protecting them starts with knowledge. Let's take a look at how all of this ties together, and what you can do starting today to stay strong, steady, and in control. So now you've heard about 3 vitamins that could be silently working against your legs. And maybe you're starting to put the pieces together, the little moments of hesitation, the growing discomfort, the subtle loss of strength that you thought was just part of getting older. But what if we challenge that idea just for a moment? Because here's the truth. Your legs aren't just a part of your body. They are your freedom. They carry you through your day. They take you to the kitchen to cook your favorite meal. They walk you to the front door to greet your grandchild. They hold you steady as you reach for the top shelf or water the garden. They are your independence, your dignity, your self-reliance, wrapped up in something as simple as the ability to stand tall and take that next step. And yet, many of us unknowingly trade that freedom for a small capsule, a daily pill, a supplement we once believed was helping, but that over time began to take more than it gave. Let me be clear. Vitamins themselves are not the villain here. They're powerful tools, but like any tool, when used without guidance, without understanding, they can do damage. Not overnight, not with fireworks, but slowly, quietly, in ways that are easy to miss until it's almost too late. That's why this conversation matters, because your strength is worth protecting, your balance is worth preserving, and your freedom to move, to choose, to live life on your terms is worth fighting for. I wonder, when was the last time you truly thought about what your legs allow you to do? Not just functionally, but fully. Have you noticed yourself avoiding stairs lately or hesitating before getting up from a soft chair? Have you ever thought, I'm just tired, when maybe it's something deeper? These small signs matter. They're how the body whispers before it shouts. And when we ignore them, we risk letting preventable problems steal the very things that help us stay independent. But here's the empowering part. You can change course. You can adjust, reevaluate, and take back control of your health, starting with something as simple as rethinking your supplement routine. This isn't about fear. It's about awareness. It's about giving yourself the best chance to stay steady, strong, and self-sufficient, not just for today, but for years to come. Because aging doesn't have to mean surrendering. Not to weakness, not to pills, not to assumptions. It can mean growing wiser, making smarter choices, and living with more intention than ever before. And it all starts with this: listening to your body, asking better questions, and being willing to let go of habits that no longer serve the life you want to live. In just a moment, I'll walk you through 5 simple, practical steps you can take today to protect your leg strength and reclaim control over your mobility. You don't need a prescription. You don't need fancy equipment. You just need awareness and a willingness to take the next step. And I know you can do that. Let's keep going. So what can you do now, today, to start protecting your strength, your balance, and your ability to move with confidence? The good news is you don't need to make massive changes. You don't need to overhaul your life or throw away every supplement in your cabinet. What you need is intention, a few mindful steps, and a willingness to take a closer look at the habits that have quietly shaped your health. Start by going back to the basics. Take out all the supplements you're currently using: daily vitamins, energy blends, memory pills, immune boosters, all of it. Don't just glance at the front of the label. Flip the bottle over and read the fine print. You may be surprised by what's inside. A small amount of vitamin B6 here, a little vitamin A there, some extra E in your skin formula. Separately, they don't seem like much, but together, they can add up to levels that your body simply wasn't built to handle. This is where awareness turns into action. Sit down with a piece of paper, or better yet, a friend or family member, and add up your totals. How much vitamin A are you really getting? What about B6, vitamin E? It's not about judging yourself. It's about seeing the full picture clearly for the first time. You deserve to know exactly what you're putting into your body. And once you've got that picture, bring it to someone who understands the aging body. Not just a general practitioner, but if possible, a geriatrician or a functional medicine provider. These are doctors who specialize in the unique needs of older adults. They'll know what to look for. They'll understand that your balance issues may not be just age. They'll take your concerns seriously, and they'll help you find the safest path forward. If you've been feeling weakness in your legs, tingling in your feet, or even just a growing reluctance to be active, don't wait. Ask for a full nutrient panel the next time you get blood work done. Most doctors won't check vitamin levels unless you ask, but you have every right to know. It's your body, it's your future, and sometimes catching an imbalance early is the key to reversing its effects before they become permanent. One more thing, and this is important. Whenever possible, choose real food over pills. Supplements have their place, yes, but nature already gave us everything we need in the right form, the right balance, and the right timing. A handful of almonds, a slice of avocado, a bowl of roasted carrots or spinach sautéed in olive oil. These foods don't just nourish your body, they teach it how to thrive. Your health isn't just about what you add, it's also about what you choose to let go of. So today, take this as your invitation. Not to panic, not to overhaul your life overnight, but simply to pause, reflect, and begin again with better information and a clearer purpose. You've come this far. You've built a life of wisdom and resilience. Now's the time to protect the strength that carries you forward, one thoughtful step at a time. Coming up, we'll take a closer look at one often overlooked danger that impacts nearly every older adult and has nothing to do with vitamins. In fact, it might be the most common and most underestimated threat to your leg strength of all. Don't miss it. Before we finish, there's one more silent threat we need to talk about, and this one has nothing to do with what's in your vitamin cabinet. In fact, it's something most of us do without even thinking. We sit. We sit to read, to watch TV, to talk on the phone, to scroll through photos of the grandkids. We sit after breakfast, after lunch, after dinner. It feels harmless, restful even, but over time, those hours of stillness begin to take a toll that no one warns us about. Because the less we move, the more we lose. And where we lose it first is in our legs. Your legs aren't just muscles, they're living, responsive tissue. And like anything alive, they need to be used to stay strong. When we sit for too long, especially day after day, the muscles in our thighs and calves begin to shrink, slowly, quietly, but surely. And as they shrink, so does our balance, our stability, our confidence. You may have noticed it already. Standing up feels a little harder. Your knees take longer to warm up in the morning. A walk that once felt easy now leaves you winded, or worse, wobbly. This isn't just aging. This is disuse. And the good news? It's reversible. Just a few minutes of movement spread throughout your day can make a world of difference. I'm not talking about gym memberships or yoga classes, though if that's your thing, fantastic. I'm talking about simple, doable movement. Standing up and stretching every hour, marching in place while brushing your teeth, doing a few slow squats in front of the couch, or circling your ankles while you wait for the kettle to boil. Little moments that remind your body it still knows how to move, because the body is like memory. It fades when ignored and flourishes when used. Movement is more than medicine. It's a message to your muscles. I still need you. I still trust you. I'm not done walking through this life yet. And if you're thinking, it's been a long time since I moved like that, that's okay. Start today. One step, one stretch, one moment of intention. Because every time you rise from your chair, you're not just standing up, you're standing for your independence. Now, I'd love to know, what's one small way you could add more movement to your day? Tell me in the comments. Maybe it's a morning walk, or standing while you talk on the phone. Your ideas might inspire someone else. And in just a moment, I'll leave you with a personal message from one older adult to another about why this all matters more than ever. Let's bring it home. Let me speak to you now, not as a voice in a video, but as someone who's walked a long road. Someone who's made mistakes. Someone who thought they were doing the right thing until the mirror, the stairs, and the struggle to stand up told a different story. You see, for years I took a certain brain supplement, said it would help with clarity, memory, staying sharp. I never questioned it. I trusted the label. I trusted the idea. And every morning I swallowed that little pill with my coffee, thinking I was giving myself a gift. But over time, my legs began to betray me. Not all at once. It started with a stumble, then a fear of the stairs, then a chair that felt harder and harder to rise from. I blamed age. That's what we do, isn't it? It wasn't until I stopped taking that supplement just to see that I realized something astonishing. The strength started coming back. My legs weren't gone. They'd just been quietly silenced day after day by something I thought was helping me. And that changed everything. If I could go back, I would have asked more questions. I would have listened more carefully, not to the ads, not to the bottles, but to my own body, because it was speaking all along, whispering first, then warning louder. So I'll ask you this, from one person with gray hair and a few scars to another. Are you still holding on to a habit that once served you, but may no longer fit the body you live in today? It's okay to change. In fact, it's brave. Let go of the things that no longer support who you are becoming. Reclaim your strength. Reclaim your steps. Your legs are not just limbs, they're your lifeline. They carry you to what matters most: freedom, connection, dignity. Take care of them. They've taken care of you for a long time. Now, before we end, I'd love to hear from you. What's one supplement you're going to double check today? Or maybe there's something you've already removed from your routine that made a difference. Share it in the comments, because your experience might just be the story someone else needs to hear. And if this video spoke to you, if it helped you understand your body just a little better, I invite you to subscribe Golden Wise Elders. We're building a space here, a place for honest, hopeful, age-wise conversations, because living longer is good, but living stronger, that's the real goal. Until next time, stand tall, walk proud, and take good care of the legs that carry your life forward.